items, and if I were Terran at this point, I would think, yeah, I won. I walked into his main, and my opponent said, okay, that's fine, here you go, and that's how I won that game of Starcraft, you know? Not much contention in the slightest. And it, of course, it explodes into a giant pile of jelly. I am genuinely... Oh, look, huge drop going on. Vikings there. Oh my god, managing to find the one Overlord that doesn't have anything in it. Is there any Hive Tech stuff going here? There's the Ultralisk Cavern. Jesus, in the nick of time. Wow. Hellions killing buildings. That's when you know you're not in good shape. Looks like Lalush just said, yeah, I didn't want that half of the map anyways. Bottom right was stupid. A little bit spoiled, just giving it away. God, look at everything getting cooked. Seriously, completely no contention at all. And see, this is when I start becoming obsessed with these figures that don't actually mean that much, but still intrigue the nerdy eye. Look at the units lost. Wait a minute! Oh my god! Are you seeing this? I hope my resolution is as good as it is for you as it is on my screen, which is running at 720p right now. But what is this? 10 units lost? I think like 3 of those were SCVs. I've only lost, you know, 17,750. I guess those are some expensive-ass SCVs, but what is this? Seriously, I go up like 2 octaves in my voice seeing this. 65,000 units. Oh my god. Yeah, so this is when I generally say Zerg is in less than good shape. And if we go to the APM, oh man, Lalush down. Oh, look, he's 80 APM. He's just like one-handing it after he loses his main. He's just like, whatever. I don't give a damn. Oh, I'm bad. Oh, man. Alright. Looks like the Ultralisk Cavern is going down. Looks like you actually don't need any high-level building to get the chitinous plating. I like to call it chitinous because that's what the Hooked on Phonics program would tell me it is. But yeah, you see, this is why we love these infestors. You heard me say that they abuse the immobility of mech. And I emphasize them against Vikings a lot, but against Hellions, they're equally damaging. Because if you can just get a few splats off like that, and avoid suiciding the infestor shortly thereafter, if you can just get a good splat off, you can immediately annihilate all those guys very quickly. So, you know, Lalush was not looking in the best shape. he's at 1-1 upgrades, like trying to get them, and here's Jinro at 2-0 doing 60 damage a shot. There's +3 going down. Are there any more armories anywhere? But no, there are a lot of factories. 3 with add-on. Still has a lot of good tank placement over here. Thor's tanks, expanding yet more. Still has these defensive tanks here. And the real question is, how are those Ultralisks going to come into play? Are there actually any Ultralisks out? I see 3. I see 5 total, and it looks like there are 8, so there's some more Ultras lurking around. There they are. But look at how slow these Ultralisks are. Oh god, it's just so grody. I would say, again, 3 most important things against mech. Creep, infestors with fungal growth, and drops. That is so critical. And notice, only one of those is a unit. My god, my room's really bright. Look at how bright that room is. Whoa, oh my god. It looks like I'm having you interrogate me, and it's one of those, sort of bright scenes. Oh, we're shining in the room's all white, like in the movie Cube or something. But, God, look at me. I look like a painted doll. I just look ghostly. Wow. I mean, I know I'm a pale nerd, and I spend all my time in front of my computer, but that is an unrealistic portrayal. I'm like Lady Gaga white, man. That is insane. What am I talking about? Okay, so you heard me say that there are those 3 important things. The creep, the infestors with your fungal growth, and of course the third thing. Yeah, the dropping. And 2 of those are not even units. They're basically saying make whatever you are making more mobile. And that is very, very key, because still you'll hear me say so often that when it comes to new games, and especially Starcraft 2, which as you'll note is oftentimes a new game, players are still trying to find the right units. So when they're having trouble with mech, they're still trying to look for the right units. But these 3 things, all mobility abuses, are so essential. And I would throw in Nidus Worms, but I just need to see that more in action before I'm ready to really advocate it. Theoretically, it makes sense in my head. But creep, infestors, and the drops are all so good. And you know, I actually do want to take a brief break because there's concerns about the fact that Blizzard is gonna make you post with your real name on forums, and I'm not that behind that move. Because, I mean, okay, think about it. Me, everyone knows my name is Sean Plott. I'm telling you my name is Sean Plott. I live next to USC, okay? Like, I'm happy to let you guys know this because you're not, creepy people. And honestly, that's just what kind of happens if you start doing a lot of casting. People are going to know who you are. And even I'm uncomfortable with the idea that if I posted on a forum, some guy would just be like, Sean Plott, what? And be able to look up whatever about me and, like, know all my posts. I like being day 9 on a forum. I like the fact that I could, say, join the bodybuilder forums. I could be day 9 and they just know me as day 9. I kind of seems a little bit, if I have, like, a unique name, if my name is, Zanzibar Haberdasher or something like that, then people can Google me and find all my I don't know. And by the way, I will say that the move makes total sense from Blizzard's point of view. How easy is it to moderate your forum now? You know everyone's name. Troll away, man. And there's you're Franklin McFranklin. That's a good name. You know exactly who people are, but still, I'm just a little bit about that. I'm going to see how that ends up turning out, because I'm curious how that's going to play out, but a lot of people have asked me my thoughts on that, and there they are, so going right back to the game. And we are against mech, where once again you heard me say that mobility is the essential key central component to dealing with this, and of course getting good upgrades. Upgrades are always pretty important, and hey, we're looking a little bit at Starcraft 1-esque, adding on les hatcheries, which is of course French for the pain. And here we have all these Ultralisks continuing to be produced, but look how much faster they are on the creep. And they're going to be able to just get right up in there and do so much damage. And it's at times like these when I'm just saying, wouldn't a queen be really helpful here? Wouldn't it be amazing if there was just one queen to just transfuse some of these weakened Ultralisks? Again, why the creep is so important. Ultralisks still are going to die kind of fast. One of these tanks up here has 8 kills. Oh, that's so sweet. It just turned into a fire flower from Mario. And this planetary fortress is almost up, and the headbutt on the Ultralisk is just brutal. Absolutely brutal to deal with for buildings. Looks like these Hydros decide that their lives are actually not particularly useful and are going to suicide it up instead of killing off this planetary fortress. But it doesn't even matter because the Ultralisks are just so strong, and suddenly Jinro's food is plummeted. Like, huge! Oh my god, and look, Lalush still being great about killing off those destructible rocks. I absolutely love it. Lalush did a great job pulling back and is just snapping back right on time. Just great pacing right there. So now our good friend Jinro is feeling a little bit wounded. He's in kind of the frowny situation. The frowny situation that we like to call very few options. At this point in time, you kind of just have to begin abusing terrain and hope that cliffs are enough to give you the easy Fabrizi win. And honestly, in StarCraft 2, Dustin Browder said, quote, "We like that the cliff mechanic is easy Fabrizi." So this will definitely help the fact that, roaches cannot see up. It looks like these planetary fortresses are going to be able to do serious damage, especially with all these tanks raining down from all sides. Roaches, god, if there were creep here, I can get behind it, but it's a little bit hard to break these entrenched positions when the units just move so friggin' slow. And this is when you begin getting tons of Vikings. So that way you can do all the damage to your opponent. And Vikings very mobile, and when you're in this period of time, especially when you've seen, Ultralisks and Roaches? Yeah, and Zerglings? Let's get something that can't be hurt by any of those. An air unit. And, I want to note something. Notice what I did here. And looks like I moved my thing. There we go. Notice how I said that. You heard me say, hey, if he is making all these ground units, just make air units. And people are going to screw this up a lot. Even after I say this, they're going to screw it up. Jesus, my room is bright. Wow, I'm going to have to figure out why that is. This is great. It's all friendly in here. But anyways, okay. People screw this up a lot where they'll see opponent going A, and they'll go, oh, so maybe I should just have B. You'll see a player, I'm trying to think what the best example of this is. So let's say you're a Protoss player and you have 4 or 5 gateways and that's it. You just have warp gates. And the opponent makes a bunch of roaches. People would say things like, wouldn't it be good to just, get some immortals? The problem is, in that situation, you don't have the robotics facility. So getting the immortal isn't like you choosing to get the immortals. It's not just like, let me whip up an immortal. It's time you have to invest into getting them. In this situation, however, you've already set up a starport with a reactor that's ready to make Vikings. So if you see an opportunity to make Vikings, then friggin' make some Vikings. It's so key that you see how incredibly different those two situations are. Because in the case where you are getting the Vikings and you already have the starport, you will be in such good shape. And like what Jinro's doing is so fine and good. But way too often players will try to go for the unit that is good in the situation without any setup at all. And that